Good day, everyone. So, this is the Group 6 reporters, and I am the one to discuss the literature under the U.S. colonialism. So, my task to report is the period of reorientation. So, this will be the first period under the U.S. colonialism. So, there will be nature of the period of reorientation. So, English as a literary vehicle came with the American occupation in August 13, 1898, and as they say, of choice bestowed on us by history. So, by 1990, English came to be used as a medium instruction in the public schools. From the American forces were recruited the first teachers of English. In 1908, the primary and intermediate grades were using English. It was also about this time when UP, the forerunner in the use of English in higher education, was founded. So we also have the characteristic of this period. There will still remnants of Spanish influence in the use of expressions that were florid, sentimental, exaggerated, and bombastic. So the influence on of the Western culture also was already evident. Third, long before the Spaniards landed on Philippines shores, our ancestors already had their own literature written in Alibata, varying from legends, epic, riddles, sayings, folk songs, and etc. So let's proceed to their literary pieces. So, in 1907, Josu Hulganus' Surum Corda, which appeared in the Re Renacimiento, was the first work to be published in English, which means lift up your hearts or hearts lifted. Next, Mother and Air Castle, both written by Juan A. Salazar in 1909. So, third to My Lady in Laawag, written by Preciso Sebastian. So, this will be the period of reorientation. Thank you.
So good day everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. By the way, I am Ladi Lutordelio Becerra, BSed English 3A. At this time, we will then discuss the period of reorientation, and my task is to discuss the period of imitation. So, the period of imitation. So, that in 1910 to 1924. So the nature of this period, by 1919, the UP College Full U published the literary compositions of the first Filipino writers in English. So they were the pioneers in short story writings. They were then groping their way into imitating American and British models, which resulted in a stilted, artificial, and a natural style lacking vitality and spontaneity. So, during this period, writers imitated American and British models and styles. Hence, the period was named as the period of imitation. So, from the word imitation. So, in this period, the all pieces, the works, literary works made by the writers was imitated by the English, American, and British models, which is that what we call imitation. So next, we will be discussing the characteristics of the period of imitation. So characteristics of this period is they heavily imitates American and English models, as I said earlier. So the works of this period is depends on those models from the American and English. So, rigid and unnatural styles. And then, lacks vitality and spontaneity. So that was the characteristic of the period of imitation. So let's proceed to the literary pieces of this under this period. So first we have Nevermind and other poems by Procopio Solido. And then we have also George Washington by Bimardo P. Garcia, Azucena by Marcelo de Gracia Concepcion, and we also have Reminiscence by Lorenzo A. Paredes, and then Life and Success by Zoe Lugalang. And then we also have Filipino Poetry by Rodolfo Dato, Dead Stars by Paz Marquez Benitez, and then Tales of the Philippines by Zoe Lugalang. And that was the nature, the characteristic, and the literary pieces under the period of an imitation. And then let's proceed. The next reporter will proceed to the next periods, which is the period of self-recovery and growth.
So, hi, I am Isaac Danes, and I will be presenting to you the period of self-discovery in 1925 to 1941. So, first is the nature. By this time, Filipino writers had acquired the mastery of English writing. They now confidently and competently wrote on a lot of subjects, although the old-time favorites of love and youth persisted. They went into all forms of writing and the novels and drama. So, a new set of colonizers brought new changes in the Philippine literature. So, new literary forms such as free verse, a modern short story, a critical essay were introduced. So, American influence was deeply entrenched with the firm establishment of English as the medium instruction in all schools, with the literary modernism and highlighted the writer's individuality and cultivate consciousness of the craft. So that's why Filipino was a master of English writing that time, because American influence. Now they are influenced that English as a medium instruction for all in all schools. So they are not only in the novels and drama, but they are wrote in free verse, sonnets, and others. So he also, aside from the poetry and short story, no, has likewise flourished during this time. Numerous of short stories writers are motivated due to the incentive given by the publications, which is the publication of Philippine Free Press, the Graphic, the Philippine Magazine, and college publication like UP, Literary Apprentice, poetry, and short story flourished during this time. So next is the characteristic. So in the year 1935 to 1945 saw the emergence of the significant trend in the Philippine literature in English. Jose M. Hernandez described this period as a time of self-discovery and rapid growth. Um, this period started and ended in year 1935 to 1945. So, Jose M. Hernandez said that there was an influence of literatures. So, Um, that's why this period was time of self-discovery and rapid growth. So, emergence. So, when we say emergence, that is the process of coming into view or becoming exposed after being concealed to become known or revealed. So, I sorry again. Next is the literary pieces of the period of self discovery. So, um, Nevermind and Other Poems by Procopius Solidum. Washington by Bernardo P. Garcia. Azucena by Marcelo de Garcia Concepcion. So that's all. That's conclude to the all of the literary piece is concluded in the period of self-discovery. So I will not read it na lang. It's because naa pa siya, taas pa, dagan pa. But I will encourage you to read one of the period of self-discovery literary pieces. No? So I think that was the end of our report. So thank you so much for listening and God bless.